All right, welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep today, and it's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so we're tackling Robin Sharma's The Wealth Money Can't Buy.
Oh, a classic. Love that one.
Right, and well, title kind of says it all,
Yeah.
It's about all this wealth that's not tied to your bank account.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, how do you really live a rich life? And it's not just about, you know, fancy cars and big houses.
Totally. Sharma breaks it down into these 8 habits, and I got to say, some of them really got me thinking.
Oh, yeah. Which ones?
Well, like putting experiences over possessions,
Yeah.
or like inner peace being a form of wealth. It's pretty deep stuff.
Yeah, it's not your typical, like, surface level self-help stuff. It really makes you reconsider what's truly valuable.
Absolutely. So I thought, what better way to unpack all this than with you here, someone who, actually thinks about this stuff all the time.
Well, I appreciate that. And I'm excited to dive in. Where do we start?
Well, Sharma kicks things off with this idea of inner wealth,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's so interesting because he doesn't start with, like, money or success or any of that. He starts with you.
Totally. He's basically saying that your mental and emotional well-being, even your spiritual side, that's the foundation.
Yeah, it's like before you even think about getting those external riches, you got to cultivate that sense of richness within yourself.
Exactly. Because think about it. If you're constantly stressed or anxious or feeling lost, no amount of money is going to fix that.
Right. It's like if your foundation's shaky, nothing you build on top of it is going to feel truly solid.
Precisely. And Sharma talks about how important it is to, like, actively manage that stress, practice gratitude, even just simple mindfulness.
I mean, I've definitely noticed that when I'm feeling more grounded and centered, just everyday things feel more enjoyable.
Absolutely. It's like that inner peace allows you to appreciate everything else so much more.
So true. And speaking of appreciating things, Sharma's really straightforward about the importance of physical health.
Oh, yeah. You can't have a rich life if you're constantly battling health issues.
Exactly. And it's so easy to neglect that, especially with our busy lives.
Oh, I know. You get caught up in the hustle, and next thing you know, you haven't had a decent meal or a good night's sleep in weeks.
It's like we forget that our bodies are the vessels that carry us through all these experiences.
Right. And it's not just about, feeling good physically. It's about having the energy to pursue your passions, the resilience to bounce back from setbacks, the ability to really show up for the people you care about.
All of that contributes to that feeling of really living.
Definitely. And it ties into the next habit, too, which is relationships. Sharma's a big believer in strong social bonds. Close friends, family, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like in this day and age, it's so easy to get caught up in our own little bubbles.
Oh, for sure. We're constantly connected online. But are we really connecting with the people right in front of us?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
And Sharma's saying those relationships are a form of wealth in themselves.
Which makes you think, right? Is it about the number of friends you have or the quality of those relationships?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have a handful of truly supportive people in my life than 100 acquaintances.
Absolutely. And those close relationships, they can be such a lifeline, especially when things get tough. That's something money can't buy.
For sure. Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about careers. Now, Sharma's not saying money doesn't matter at all, but
He's pushing back on that idea that a high-paying job automatically equals a rich life.
right. It's more about finding work that you actually excel at, where you feel like you're making a real contribution.
He calls it career mastery. It's about finding that sweet spot where your skills and passions align.
So it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. And for some people, that might mean taking a pay cut to do something they truly love.
Exactly. It's about redefining what success means to you. Is it purely financial, or are there other things that are more valuable?
Like feeling challenged, making a difference, having autonomy over your work. Those can be incredibly rewarding.
Oh, absolutely. And it's interesting because he ties this idea of career mastery into his next habit, which is adventure and experiences.
Ooh, yes. This one really spoke to me. He's all about, like, stepping outside your comfort zone, taking risks, traveling to new places.
He encourages people to embrace new challenges and really push their boundaries. It's about growth, both personally and professionally.
And it's about collecting those unique experiences that money just can't buy.
The memories, the lessons learned, the stories you can tell, all of that shapes who you are and enriches your life in a way that no material possession ever could.
I've always been a bit risk-averse, but hearing Sharma talk about this, it's got me thinking about maybe being a bit more adventurous.
I think that's the beauty of his work. It encourages us to step outside of our comfort zones and see the world in new ways.
I totally agree. And right alongside adventure, he puts continuous learning, like
Yeah.
never stop reading, exploring new ideas, expanding your horizons.
Which is exactly what we're doing right now, right?
Yeah.
By engaging with this book and these ideas, we're investing in our own growth.
It's like a form of wealth building in itself. I love that. And this next part really resonated with me. Generosity and giving back.
Ah, yes. Sharma's adamant that helping others is crucial to living a rich life.
And it doesn't have to be these grand gestures, right? It can be something as simple as like volunteering your time or just being kind to a stranger.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected and that we have something to offer the world.
And there's something so fulfilling about helping others. It gives you a sense of purpose and meaning that goes beyond your own individual needs.
It shifts your perspective from what can I get to what can I give.
Hmm.
And that shift, that's a powerful form of wealth in itself.
I completely agree. Okay, and to wrap things up, Sharma brings it all home with this idea of simplicity and minimalism.
Ah, yes. Less is more.
Exactly. It's about decluttering your life, both physically and mentally, and focusing on what truly matters.
Letting go of the excess, whether it's material possessions, commitments, or even negative thoughts.
It's so freeing. I've been trying to be more mindful of this in my own life, and I gotta say, it makes a huge difference.
It does, doesn't it? It's like a weight lifted off your shoulders.
Yeah.
And it creates space for the things that truly bring you joy and fulfillment.
So to sum it all up, Sharma's laid out these 8 habits for cultivating a life of true wealth. And it's not about the size of your bank account, it's about inner peace, taking care of your health, nurturing relationships, finding work you love, having adventures, always learning, being generous, and embracing simplicity.
It's a pretty powerful blueprint, wouldn't you say? And it really challenges us to consider what we truly value in life.
Absolutely. And I think it leaves us with a really thought-provoking question. If you had to choose, right, between a life of financial abundance, but you're lacking in all these other areas, or a life that's maybe more modestly comfortable, but you're rich in these other ways, which would you choose and why?
That's a great question to ponder.
It is. And on that note, we'll leave you to think about it. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time.
Bye, everyone.